Sometimes destruction doesn't creep in slowly. Sometimes it crashes into your life in a single evening, a single reckless choice. That's what this story is about. If I could turn the clock back once, I'd erase that night completely. One gathering, one drink too many, and suddenly everything I had built was gone. My career, my home, my marriage. I was 32, working steadily as a marketing executive. I had a mortgage I could manage and a husband I thought was my forever. Ethan and I had been married for 5 years. We weren't flawless, but I thought we were steady. That Friday, my team celebrated closing a huge contract. My boss, Vince, threw an after-hours party at his downtown loft. Ethan wasn't happy about me going. He thought Vince was too charming, too inappropriate, but I brushed off his concerns. I promised, I'll be back by midnight. I should have listened to him. The loft was buzzing with champagne, dim lighting, and laughter that grew freer as the night went on. At first, I stayed close to my colleagues, chatting politely. Then Vince pressed a glass of something strong into my hand. "You earned this," he said with a grin. I took it, and then another. Soon the crowd thinned. My head was spinning, and Vince started leaning in too close, brushing my arm, laughing too long. The warning signs flashed in my mind, but I didn't move away. The rest is foggy. I remember sitting on the couch beside him, his hand on my thigh, and then nothing. When I opened my eyes, it was morning. I was in his bed, still in my clothes, my head pounding, my stomach tight with dread. Shame hit first, followed by fear. I slipped out before he woke, ordered an Uber, and cried all the way home. Ethan was still asleep when I walked in. I stared at myself in the bathroom mirror, whispering over and over, nothing happened. Nothing happened. But deep down, I knew I had crossed a line. I kept the secret for weeks. Every kiss from Ethan made me sick. Every question about work made me flinch. Then the walls closed in. 2 Mondays later, I saw HR in Vince's office. He looked shaken, couldn't meet my eyes. By noon, I was called in. Vince had admitted that something happened between us. He said it was consensual but regrettable. Company policy was strict. No relationships between supervisors and subordinates. I was out. No severance, no reference, just a cold dismissal. I came home shattered. Ethan was cooking dinner. I broke down at the table and confessed. Everything except the fact that I hadn't said no. He listened silently, his face unreadable. Then he spoke 5 words I'll never forget. "You cheated on me, Claire." I tried to explain that I didn't remember clearly, that it wasn't what it seemed. But the more I spoke, the farther away he felt. That night, he packed a bag and said he needed space. 2 days later, I got a notice. Our lease renewal was canceled. Since it was under his name, I had 30 days to leave. I lost my job, my marriage, and my home all at once. I moved in with my sister Megan, who had a small spare room and too many questions. She tried to be supportive, but I could see the judgment behind her concern. Days blurred into job applications, silence, and regret. I applied everywhere. Admin work, retail, freelancing, but my name was already stained. Word had spread. Then came the final blow. One night Megan walked in, pale, holding her phone. She showed me a video. My stomach dropped. Security footage from that night, me laughing with Vince, him kissing my cheek, me leaning in. The timestamp clear. The body language damning. The clip had been posted on Reddit with the caption, "Office affair goes wrong." She got fired. Now she's playing victim. My name wasn't mentioned, but people pieced it together. Comments from former co-workers sealed it. The internet did what it always does. Turned me into a spectacle. I deleted my accounts, shut off my phone, and disappeared. Ethan never came back. Weeks stretched into months. Eventually, I found a part-time receptionist job at a dentist's office. The pay was terrible, but I took it. Megan pushed me toward therapy. At first, I resisted, but sitting in that chair forced me to face the truth. I hadn't been assaulted. I wasn't forced. I made a choice, even if I tried to bury it under excuses. It was just one night, one moment I never wanted, but it cost me everything. Ethan didn't deserve that betrayal. I wrote him a letter once, a real apology. I never sent it. By then, he had moved on. probably happier without me. Sometimes I imagine what would have happened if I had left early, or stopped after the first drink, or just said no, but I didn't. And now I carry that night with me every single day. We like to think one night can't define us, but sometimes it does. Sometimes the choices we make in a single moment echo for a lifetime,